One of the Wii's best launch titles was a minigame collection. In hindsight, of course, you may condemn Rayman Raving Rabbids for perhaps being a contributing factor to the severe minigame infection that would eventually fester on the system, but, future events aside, it really was a great game to introduce the world to Wii. Fast forward a few years, and the game's hilarious Rabbids, these demented bunnies who love to dance, would go on to star in more minigame compilations, but to their credit, Ubisoft wanted to do more with the Rabbids. And in 2009, they put the characters in a crazy, full-blown adventure game of their own. No minigames, no waggling, no brain. Rabbids Go Home is an interesting game, if only for its origins. It's the kind of game usually reserved for major characters, which is what the Rabbids became in what has always kind of seemed like an accident. And the concept of their first non-minigame game is perfectly befitting their accidental brilliance. They want to get to the moon, so they make a ladder of junk. It's the kind of plan the Rabbids always seem to hatch in their prior games too. Milking cows using a plunger, cooking by sitting in the frying pan. These things never seem to work out for the Rabbids, but it's awesome to see Rabbids Go Home not only maintain the characters' innocent stupidity, but actually make a premise out of it. So how does one make a tower of junk to reach the moon? Well, obviously, you add shopping carts all around the city and fill it with lots of stuff. Traffic cones, hamburgers, dogs, even the clothing of innocent bystanders, all perfectly usable building materials. Each level has 400 pieces of stuff to collect, plus one major piece, so there's a huge checklist to fulfill if you want a perfect score. The game basically plays like a hybrid racer platformer. You move through the levels entirely by shopping cart, driving up ramps and avoiding enemies. It's kind of like Mario decided to play through Galaxy on his go-kart. So it's an interesting concept, and for a while, it's a lot of fun. The problem, as you could probably tell, is that it does get a little repetitive, so it's a game that's probably best played in spurts. Once you've collected a bunch of crap, you can deposit it into your total by finding a Rabbid with a tuba. And at the end of the level, you flush all your new objects down a toilet, which sends them to your tower. Like their amphibian ninja relatives, Rabbids travel by sewer. They also listen to a mortal. It turns out when they're not playing mini-games, or howling at the winter moon, the Rabbids can pull off a pretty competent action platformer as well. Rabbids Go Home could be a bit more diverse, but it's a very clever and very funny game, recommended for almost any fan of platformers or black metal.